I'm James Alcott. I was a TLS runner back in 2010 and I am the new showbiz reporter for Daybreak on ITV.
I'm Katie Carew. I'm a producer in ITV Creative.
My name is David Riley and I'm an assistant producer for ITV Sport.
Matthew Pratt, and I'm an editor at the London studios.
I'm Carla. I'm a freelance makeup artist and I was a TLS runner back in 2004.
I've just made all the promos for the Emmerdale 40th with the explosions of each character turning into representation of their storyline.
I've worked on a variety of different programmes, factual-based things like South Bank shows, to things like Come Dine With Me.
My involvement as assistant producer is we create VTs for the show, such as the UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League, we work on the FA Cup. You work on live game analysis.
I'm actually a freelance makeup artist, so I work for Sky, ITV, Al Jazeera Sport, ESPN America, loads of different companies.
It was my first job in television, being a TLS runner. I did come in wanting to be a presenter and make decent television that people enjoy.
When I started at TLS, I came from a post-production company, so I thought I wanted to go down the post route.
I always wanted to be a studio director, actually.
And then I started working in the studios. I really liked how quick it was and the turnaround on all the people that you meet.
But once I got involved in post-production, I kind of developed an interest and a passion from there.
To be honest, when I came out of uni, I said to myself I'd like to work as a producer in football.
I had no idea where I wanted to go, but I always wanted to be a runner.
The path has actually worked out really nicely.
I don't even know why I wanted to be a runner, but I did. So for me, when I got the TLS job, it was just brilliant.
As a runner, I quite quickly realised that at that level you need to be as wide as possible in terms of your knowledge and experience.
When I was a TLS runner, I saw the makeup room, the makeup side of it, so I'd never actually wanted to be a makeup artist in my whole entire life until that point.
My big break would be getting the role of a production assistant at ITV Creative.
I was working late as a tech runner on Pop Stars The Rivals, and the programme wasn't finished, and it had to be finished by that day because it was TXing in 2 days' time.
I had a few contacts that I built up from being a TLS runner.
Any downtime I had, I could play with the machines. I basically took that by the horns and let people know that I wanted to progress within here.
You know, it was right place, right time, as all these things were. You know, there might have been better editors, but I was there at that point, worked with the series producer, and as a result, the next programme that she did 2 weeks later, she name requested me.
I got a job on the critically acclaimed OMG with Peaches Geldof.
Lo and behold, a couple of months later, the executive producer down here said he'd like to give me a go as a junior AP, and sort of the rest has gone from there, really.
From that, I got a job at Daybreak in February 2011, and I've been there ever since.
Now it kind of makes sense because I was very arty at school, and so I always say it wasn't that I loved makeup or anything like that. I just was quite artistic, and I kind of see painting a face as like painting a canvas, so it was almost like meant to be. It wasn't a job that I'd even thought of doing until I was a TLS runner.
I had my first on-screen VT interviewing Arnold Schwarzenegger. To be given the trust to go produce something, be on screen, which is obviously huge, and let it be put out there for a million people to see. I'm pretty proud about that, yeah.
Fondest memories of being a runner, I loved my team, absolutely loved them. We had such a laugh.
Every day was funny in the TLS room. We just had some real characters.
I went to sleep in one of the changing rooms, which I shouldn't have done.
There was two things. I loved learning something new. I loved being in an environment that was ever-changing.
It's just nice to work with such a nice group.
That was certainly the scariest moment, and looking back, it's a decent story, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I met Maradona on my first day. He hugged me, and I met Lionel Richie and he kissed me.
I just loved it. I mean, I love putting on the uniform, I love coming to work. For me, it was like the ideal job at that point.
Running especially, you're so reliant on the next person that takes over your shift or you take over their shift. There's a great social camaraderie.
Just the whole environment, really. You get every opportunity to get inside and see everything within a TV environment. You get a chance to network with loads and loads of people.
Even like last year and even this year, you end up working with people or being booked by people that you knew when you were a TLS runner.
If it wasn't for TLS, I wouldn't be doing this, and this is ultimately what I wanted to do.
It is hard work.
I think you've got to be persistent. If someone says no, you've got to keep going.
Even if you made like 20,000 teas in a day, that 20,001, you've got to do with a smile.
Be seen and not heard, as golden rule.
I think also you've got to learn to flirt. One of the greatest things I ever learned when I was a runner was flirting.
Have good manners, simple as that.
Make people remember you. You have to sort of have an impact on people.
Be it with a man, be it with a female, you've got to flirt.
You're in a place where 99% of the population never get to go, so I'd just say enjoy it, really.
There's a plethora of opportunities. I just used the word plethora. Yeah, I haven't used plethora for a long time.
Can I have also cue?
I know, this is weird. This is the first time I've ever been interviewed, actually.
Oh, is that it?
My job is trying to get sound bites off people, so I'm going to just keep talking and you can kind of cut it up.
I'm Carla, I'm a freelance makeup.
Anything else?